Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call, please.
Moreno.
Here.
Director Brown.
Here.
Director Clayton.
Present.
Director Adams.
Here.
Guy.
Here. Thank you, Carrie. Moving on to item number 1, minutes of the regular meeting held June 26, 2025.
I've gone over the minutes and I'll make a motion that we adopt them.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 2, committee reports.
President, your real estate committee on,
Thank you, Steve.
let's grab the mic real quick.
The video's gonna be quiet for the first half.
On the 1st of July, your real estate committee met down in El Segundo with the FAA, and we discussed some property maintenance matters that your board has and the staff are working on. On the 3rd, the executive committee met to set the agenda for this meeting. And on the 7th, real estate committee with staff did a walk through the terminal building to just evaluate it, come up with a punch list of some improvements we want to make in preparation for new airline service.
Any questions from the room?
I got a comment. This is the first time I've been with the FAA for quite a while. It is a complete different atmosphere than it was last time. It was quite a few years ago, I was in Monterey, so I just wanted to make it, I think, we're on the right track. Meeting, that's.
Thank you very much. Moving on to item number 3, general manager's report.
You may have heard that on the 30th of June, we had an announcement for air service that went very well. We had a reception in the terminal building that 2 of you were attended, followed by lunch, so it went very well. And another thing we're working on, Josh and I got our shoes dirty this morning, walking around with the land trust in the proposed conservation area. We're doing some preliminary work in lead up to what we hope will be the land trust, assuming an easement for that area, as we've discussed before. That's all I have.
Any questions or comments from you?
Your question, the easement you're referring to, is that the Union Valley one?
No,
That you're talking
this
about
is the conservation
conservation?
easement.
Okay,
Which is-
just because it's behind, isn't it?
that would be a separate,
Okay,
the conservation easement sets back 200 feet from our southern property line to facilitate a potential right of way, should you all come to, with the county come to that agreement. That wasn't today's discussion. Today is the actual conservation area.
okay, thank you.
Did you push Josh in the pond?
I almost pushed them into some poison ivy. Always does.
So I do have a comment on the announcement from June 30th. During June 30th, it was great to see that many community members and business owners and just stakeholders in general show up to that. So I really appreciate everyone being there. Anything else? Moving on to item number 4, manager of finance and administration report.
Thank you, Mr. President. I provided the event register for your review.
I read over it and I propose we adopt it.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
One second.
Motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else? Any questions or comments? Moving on to item number 5, public session. Statements from the floor will be heard during public session. Request to speak forms are provided for those wishing to address the board. After completing the form, please give it to the clerk. Requests requiring board action will be referred to staff and brought on the next appropriate agenda. Members of the public are cordially invited to speak on agenda items as they occur. Staff reports covering agenda items are available for review in the office of the general manager on the Tuesday prior to each meeting. The board will establish a time limit for receipt of testimony, in this case, 3 minutes. The board reserves the right to establish further time limits for receipt of testimony. And with that being said, I don't have any requests to speak forms, so. Kind of miss them. Moving on to item number 6. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and skip item, or not skip item number 6, but we're gonna go ahead and have Michael here. Where is that? 15. So we're gonna move item number 15. Discussion and direction to staff regarding the marketing proposal from the Santa Maria Valley Chamber and Visitors Bureau up to item number 6.
Thank you.
Here we go.
Awesome, we're good?
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. So we'll go over some of the proposal that's in your packet. It's essentially the same thing, we just put it in a PowerPoint. And essentially, this proposal really explains how there's 3 organizations that can work together to provide a great solution for all of our marketing for the new air service here in Santa Maria. One of the organizations, the Economic Development Commission, is already under contract by the airport. So so everything you hear tonight will already be covered around the Economic Development Commission. So the costs at the end of this proposal are really all about new services from our marketing team in partnership with the airport. So essentially what we are doing is creating, first of all, we would have a discovery and a strategy session to really come down in agreement with staff and maybe a committee that's established for this campaign. And we'll create all the design, all the advertisements, all of the brand material, whether that is, whether that's videos, videos for social, ads for paid advertising and for organic advertising. We'll also be using all those in our own media from the chamber. So we have, everything from our annual magazine to our quarterly magazine, our visitor's guide, and all of our weekly emails and monthly emails will be, this air service will be featured in all of our own media halls. Then some of the other things that we'll also be pushing pretty hard is the local PR. Local PR here will be working with, there's 7 radio stations, 3 of them that are Spanish speaking stations and 4 that are English speaking stations that we focused on. And at the same time, we'll want to make sure that we have all of we've already talked through our economic development contract to most of the city and a lot of the agencies to get them ready to fly that day. And so right now, I already talked to all of the department directors to get them ready to get on that flight. And it really comes down to, and we just told them, we have to, this is a have to thing. Had a meeting with the city manager yesterday and he's excited about it too. But really then getting into using those same creative assets to do organic search and paid search. So what that means is we'll be having some significant Google AdWords and paid social, really focusing on the idea of flying out of Santa Maria to Phoenix, right? Really focusing on our local, all of our media, $135,000 of paid media will be focused here in Santa Maria. And so that's the main part of our marketing. The pre-launch here is really, that's the order of our project, right? We do a kickoff, we do a campaign brief, and that campaign brief essentially gives you all of the strategy behind how we're making decisions around the brand, the ads, the video, and all of those things. Then we'll get into our social media plan, our media plan, and then really getting into the creative concepts. So this launch here is normally a 45-day launch, and we're gonna try to get it done before August. Because we need to get moving on this. So that's kind of how we're looking there. Some of the big creative stuff that we see is how do we get people to understand that everybody is going to be using the air service, right? It's really important for people to realize that since it's been so long that the air service is up and operating right now. Not in the future, but on October 15th. So that's a big part. Like I said before, we'll be using our economic development team to do everything from, completing strategic guest lists for events, for inaugural events, outreach for new flight service with, service clubs. Let's build a PowerPoint to give that information to all the service clubs, whether it's Rotary or whatever, but get out and really hit that message hard. We'll also be having, giveaways. We have already talked to Cambria Vineyards about doing splits to give, a half a bottle of wine on the return flight to people coming back, those sorts of things. And then these are just some of the stuff that we'll be counting on the airport to be doing also, and really coordinating our ribbon cutting, coordinating service club presentation delivery. I don't think it should be a marketing firm that actually delivers those presentations. It should be somebody here representing the airport, and so on. And doing a lot of the planning, if we're going to have a get together in Phoenix, how does all those logistics work? Right? And then this is the breakdown of what we're doing. So the first part is really strategic planning, and then paid advertising placement, paid media management, and that's essentially us getting all the analytics of all the paid ads that we're doing, campaign creative and assets. We have a creative team, creative director and art director and copywriters that will be driving those things. Our own media is really all the ad placements within our own products. So we have about we send our media out to about 10,000 local folks, whether that's email, print, and text messaging. Right? Our social platforms have about 50,000 followers here locally. So we're pretty much the biggest social in Santa Maria. And so that's kind of all the stuff that we'll be offering in this proposal. I know we put this all together in the last week, so it's been a real, making sure that we get it all together. But that's another thing what the discovery and strategy session was for, to become aligned and make sure that we're going down the right path that we all agree on. Does anybody have any questions about the proposal?
So paid advertisement placements, where are you placing it at? What's your plan right now?
So our placement will be focused on social media and Google AdWords, but it'll be geofenced to this region, right? And so so we'll put a bunch of ads on Facebook, but you have to be here in Santa Maria to see those ads, and you have to be certain demographics to see those ads, right? We're not going to advertise to 14-year-olds on Facebook, right? Or Instagram, right? We're focusing on the people that will actually buy tickets here locally, in the local area. So that's how we do it. It's much different from than just placing an ad in a magazine. We want to directly focus on the people that will actually buy tickets. And we can even target certain income levels. We can target whether you own your home or not. There's a lot of things that we can target in that. So definitely we'll talk a lot about the audience because we want to make sure that it's not just a business owner. It's not just, you know, the prime. We want to also get the people that are married to those people also, right? We want to get, we want to kind of expand that audience a little bit, but all here locally in the region.
How long is the contract for?
It's a 2-year contract, and we'll be focusing about 60% of the media buy between August and January.
I got a question.
Yep.
Currently, we pay the chamber quite a bit of money, I think 46,000 this last year. And now you're charging another 54,000 for the expenses on top of that. What do we get for our 46,000?
So the 46,000 you get right now is all economic development stuff. So connections all over with all of the agencies here, you know, all the work that Suzanne does. Suzanne isn't on the marketing team. So everything that Suzanne does for you all right now is what you get for your 46,000.
Is the inaugural flight part of the EDC contract, or is it part of the marketing contract?
When you say the inaugural flight, what does that mean?
The
I mean, what part of that? I should
yeah,
say?
it's I mean, all of it. So yeah, it's
Yeah, all of the logistics, you know, getting people, you know, guest lists and all that is all EDC stuff. The marketing is we're creating advertisements and campaigns about the flights themselves. You know, the parties, the flights and all of that stuff is all EDC stuff. Yeah. You know.
So Michael, it's $300,000 for 2 years.
Mhm.
So to Steve's point, it's not, it's double the amount, because it's 150,000 a year going up from the 46.
I think that's on
I think
top of
in addition to.
It's on
addition
top
to-
of it.
Oh, we're paying the 46 and 300,000
Right.
for this proposal.
Well, 46, and then I believe it's 10 for the chairman club,
Yeah.
and then on top of that.
And the reason we targeted this number is just because the agreement that you have. We can update this number and bring down our media buy, which brings down pretty much most of the other things, right? It really comes down to, do you want to have as much exposure as possible in the first 6 months? And that's what we're targeting. So
Well, we definitely need as much exposure as possible the first 6 months. That's for sure. That's a given.
and kind of the way that we look at it is, we want you to have that exposure too, because our goal is to increase tourism and economic development in the valley, right? And this is just another way that we can help do that also. At the same time of all this, we'll be working with the TMD to see if they can move their campaign a little bit also, because they didn't have these flights, so they never focused on Phoenix at all, right?
So if the TMD does, you know, add more to it, how much of that are you looking to incorporate with this campaign or our campaigns?
Right, so right now, this year, the TMD has a $670,000 in marketing, in their budget. Currently, I mean, this next week, we have a TMD meeting, and we'll be talking about, you know, taking a slice of that and focusing on Phoenix, but that money is other money. It doesn't have to do with this, but we'll be able to use some of the same assets, right? And so have some of the same, you know, we'll have some integration between what people see when they're in Phoenix through the TMD and what people see here also.
In our local region of focus, I mean, I know you cover a broad area, but can you help me to understand where we're going to be promoting the Santa Maria Airport?
It'll be in the valley, so it'll be this, you know, from Guadalupe to Lompoc, you know, in this area.
Okay, because I'm thinking of the businesses that are out of Vandenberg,
Uh-huh.
businesses in Lompoc that are large contributors to the movement of people, especially to Phoenix.
Yeah,
And we need to make sure that they're targeted And some of them live in Santa Maria, but some of them live, even south,
Right.
Santa Barbara, and commute to Lompoc or Vandenberg.
And we can test some of that in Santa Barbara area, but for us, it's really easy, you go a couple of days on a test like that and if you're getting some, if you're getting some traffic based on those tests, then you can continue to do that, right? And that's the beauty with new marketing is that we know if it's successful very, very quickly.
So do you have any tools that you can target Vandenberg because it is a
Oh, I can
military
target Vandenberg
facility?
with their own ads.
Okay,
Oh, yeah. You can target 10 feet.
okay.
Yeah, I think like Vandenberg and everything, that's important because that's all corporate stuff. And they're bringing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
For sure.
It's not gonna be the leisure traveler that's gonna be using it out of that market.
For sure, I agree.
They're gonna capitalize on the business travelers.
Exactly.
Because the business travelers are the ones that are gonna keep the service here.
Correct.
Okay.
And then what do you think, looking at doing in Phoenix?
What type of
Yeah.
advertising? It's a similar type of advertising.
I think Phoenix is a total waste of time.
Well, that's all, but yeah, that's the TMD money, and it's really focused more on tourism than business travel.
Yeah.
But that's not this money. Cause we manage all of the TMD dollars in 7 markets, right? But that's mainly for hotel stays is what we're looking for in that money.
So I don't have an expense in that.
No expense. Well, you're getting brand recognition in it, for sure. Yeah. But definitely the long-term brand recognition of knowing that there's great air service out of Santa Maria.
So in terms of like video, content, other stuff, how much of that is, what's it called,
Short
outsourced?
Oh.
No, not short form, outsourced, so I know the first proposal that came to us was like, it had a lot to do with KPS3. But I see it completely omitted from this proposal, so I'm just wondering how much of the items, you're looking to outsource.
Oh yeah, we're gonna outsource media, paid media's placement. And we'll partner with the ad creative. So we're gonna use their creative director and our marketing team. And primarily because they have a lot of experience in ad creation.
And what was that second,
Creative services and ad creation,
creative, what was it called? The company,
KPS3.
KPS3?
Mhm.
All through KPS3?
And if you look at them, I mean, some people think that they're all tourism, but we're really one of their only tourism clients. Yeah, so they have lots of advertising clients. The key for us is we had a week to put this together, so we wanted to go with people that we trust.
Sure. Awesome. Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
Great, thank you.
We appreciate it.
All right, so then we should be,
How did that previous campaign go that we've got you on? How is that going? Did you say we're having a winning season on that campaign?
Well, we don't have a campaign moving with you right now. We haven't done a marketing campaign with you.
There was an amount of money that we paid.
Yeah, so Suzanne Singh does economic development and with you for a number of years. I mean, this is my first year at the Chambers. I'm not exactly sure how long we've been doing economic development work with you. But for all I know, it's been going very well. So I'm happy to take feedback on that.
Mr. President, if I could just comment, but I'm gonna work with Carrie and see if we can put together a meeting as soon as possible.
Okay.
With whomever the appropriate committee or subcommittee is and have a discussion.
sounds good, so we should table this for a committee,
I would recommend
committee
that.
meeting? Okay. let's go ahead and do that. All right,
You know, this, I can say something, this is kind of a new thing where we're gonna be doing this, it may be a new committee, forming a new committee to do that.
That's why I didn't name one specifically.
Yeah, I know,
I
but I
wasn't
don't
sure.
think anything really fits, it's gonna be like advertising.
And I-
Marketing, we have a marketing committee.
Yeah, we did, you're right. I would like to just add to, just everyone keep in mind that we have US Customs that's coming, and we're gonna have to pay to market that as well. So we can't lose sight of that. That's right around the corner as well. Just please keep that in mind.
Okay. Is it still Michael and I on the marketing motions? Is it? I can't remember.
Don't remember, but I'll figure it out.
Somebody was with me on that.
Yeah, sure. It was us two. You two, we'll have a meeting. Okay, we'll go ahead and table this for a marketing promotions committee meeting. All right. Anything else from the room?
So the whole proposal is just going to be to get this American Airlines off the ground.
Right.
That 300,000 that we're putting is toward that whole proposition to get American Airlines going so that we can get a lot of planes full.
Right, and I mean, we set the budget just based on what was told to us. If it needs to be smaller, that's easy to do. But yeah, it's really focused on making sure that it's a very successful launch. And then over the next 18 months afterwards, you know, continuing to support those new flights.
Because Mark makes a good point that we're turning to an international airport and we need to be able to promote that.
For sure.
And
Yeah.
so I wonder how we could find integrating that into this proposal.
I
Is there
think
apples
we
and
need to have a
oranges?
committee meeting.
Yeah, that's probably I mean, I'm sure there's specialized organizations that focus on customs also.
There's an item later that we can discuss that.
Okay. All right, thanks, Emma.
Good.
Thank you.
Moving on to item number 6, resolution 946, a resolution of the Board of Directors of the Santa Maria Public Airport District adopting a new personnel manual and superseding all conflicting rules, policies, regulations, and manual.
I'll allow your attorney to take on this one.
So we, obviously we've had various versions of personnel manual in place over the years. There was a firm that specializes in this area that had done some work to update the manual, and then I worked with my colleague Molly, who practices in human resources and labor law, and to go through again and make some additional red lines. The main goal of updating the personal manual and policies is to make sure that it's in compliance with the updated current state of California law, so that we're acknowledging all the things that we need to acknowledge. We're making it clear. We're looking to, you know, eliminate gray areas and generalities. So we have something that is both a reference for Martin and, you know, supervisors in dealing with things, but also clearly lays out and gives as much information as possible to the employees. So if they have a question, they have something in writing that they can go look at and hopefully clarify most of the policies, and also just make sure that it gives us a reference guide. But it is important, something that does have to be updated on a regular basis as we do have changes in employment law in the state. I'd be happy to answer any specific questions anyone has. That's sort of the broad strokes.
Sure. By regular, he means the first time in 20 years.
So I noticed that there's quite a few updates, so,
Yes.
and I appreciate that. Some of it is difficult to understand unless you're a staff member, to be honest with you, because I'm reading through it and I'm like, okay, well, all right, well, because I don't apply it, so I think it's important for me actually to hear, you know, Mark and Carrie, what do you guys think of it? Like, does it fit your needs? Does it help? I mean, is it providing you the information that you want?
This is standard stuff that every government agency, I think we're just catching up.
Okay.
Our policy hasn't been updated.
Because I went through it, I'm like, this is standard business. I mean, a lot of it, and I was kind of shocked that seeing the red lines, knowing that something had been changed that dramatically. But
The last update was in 05.
You can tell by similar. Similar voice.
So like you were saying, really what this is it's bringing it up to what most businesses would already have. You know, a lot of what's in here is what, if you go in and you look at the posters that we put up, right?
Yeah.
Lots of information is on there. You've seen it
Yep.
in.
Well, I was surprised that it wasn't already updated to this point in many cases, because I've read it and I'm like, that's just how I used to do business. We were trained in this stuff a long time ago, so like you said, if we're just late catching up, then that makes a lot of sense. It's important to know that we're current with 2024 and 2025, because there was a lot of stuff that changed last year, and I'm not familiar with what's changed this year.
And that's why this project was started by the consultant, I think about a year ago.
Okay.
December 23.
Yeah, quite a while ago, so that's why once it got to us to look at, we wanted to go through and did confirm that it's up to date with everything that is current, which is why there's some additional changes that Molly put in there as well.
Thank you.
Oh, it's really good.
We did add one, holiday, June 19th, the federal holiday, we ran it by keyboard, your permission. Before we did that, so I just mentioned be aware of that, we're in the train speak after it, that's in there.
Okay.
We changed some of the avenues that people can take when they're terminated because we're at will, so they didn't want us to be, contradictory. So we eliminated, one of the hearings, so we can see that.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or
No,
comments? Do I hear a motion?
I'll make the motion to accept it as read. I did have one comment. Where Juneteenth is at, can we take out the word federal?
Why not?
And
Why? Because nothing else says federal or state.
I don't see an issue with that.
We'll second it.
Motion, second, let's go ahead and get a resolution vote.
Lieutenant Moreno,
Yes.
Director Brown,
Yes.
Director Clayton,
Yes.
Director Adams,
Yes.
Director Guy.
yes.
Moving on to item number 7. Authorization for the president and secretary to execute the third amendment of service agreement with the district and Tartaglia Engineering for consulting services for the U.S. custom building upgrades.
This is simply an adjustment to address Fortalia's work with customs. I think we're about over with this, so my recommendation would be for your approval of this amendment. So we can finish paying them.
Any questions or comments?
Yeah, I see Tartaglia Engineering in here for $59,060.
He's talking about. No, it's not that. What page is it on?
Wasn't that 95?
What's that?
95?
If you look on page 5 of 6 of the amendment,
Here it is, I got it. It's 59,000.
that's the total. But this is just to amend to that total.
Page 95 says the total is 208,000, says this is, the additional services is 59.
Yeah.
No, there's 2 agreements. Make sure you're looking at the one first, please.
Oh, that's correct,
That's correct.
it's 59 for this, which brings the total to 208.
It's upping it 59,000.
Yes.
I'll make the motion to accept it.
I'll second it. We have a motion and a second, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Moving on to item number 8, authorization for the president and secretary to execute a consulting service agreement between the district and Tartelli Engineering for the rehabilitation of runway 1230 at the Santa Maria Public Airport District. 230.
So this is, some of this work Tartaglia has already completed, but this is the contract to, for their participation in, rehabilitation of the runway.
Well, we need this, Martin.
Notes.
Is that a motion, Tony?
Yes, I knew that. All right.
I will say, no, let's just stop it at this point.
I'll second.
Okay.
Okay, we have a motion in 2 seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to, item number 9, authorization for the president to execute the compensation agreement pursuant to Health and Safety Code, section 34180F for transfer of Al's union property for future development.
Yeah, I agree with this.
We put this on Terry.
It's standard. We did one last year for another development property. John will speak to it.
That's good.
Goes through a lot of different places.
They're making me nervous that
I'm glad Josh is here. Thank you, Josh.
This wasn't in the.
It's usually bad news with Josh Thomas.
We did it for the Royal Theater last year.
Sorry. Oh, I remember this. This has to do with, I'm sorry, give me 1 second here.
Number 9.
board in your foreman. What's that?
What page?
150.
Was, I did it, wing it.
Go ahead.
There's some hangover, let me see if I can get this right. There's some you remember redevelopment agencies? There's some hangover from that has to be addressed. To how they're using revenues from those redevelopment agencies that no longer exist. And because we somehow are in their district, they have to go through some process with your blessing. It doesn't cost us anything that I'm aware of.
It's basically, it's a disposition of assets that were managed by the redevelopment agency, sort of returning them to the, go ahead.
We did one of these a while back.
Yeah.
Same thing, I remember.
It's returning, it's returning things to where they should have been if the redevelopment agency didn't exist in the first place. It doesn't affect anything, nothing's coming to us, nothing's going away from us, but because we were part of the redevelopment agency, we have to approve it along with all the other members. Sure.
I make a motion to accept it.
Does it cost us anything?
It's just how we be trying to straighten the ball.
It's just because we were a member of the agency, we have to sign off on, it's sort of like a, winding up of a corporation and distributing the assets.
Okay.
You have to sign off on it, if you have the approval authority, which we do, it doesn't actually affect us.
Okay, thank you,
So
Josh.
we have a motion from Steve and a second from Michael, so let's go ahead and, all in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 10, authorization for the president and secretary to execute the transportation services agreement between the district and SkyWest Airlines Incorporated.
This is the actual legal process for you to allow SkyWest to come here and operate your terminal building. So we would recommend both.
Yeah, okay.
I make the motion that we accept it.
We have a motion. Do I hear a second?
Second.
Second.
Second. There we go. Lots of seconds.
All in favor?
Aye.
Moving on to item number 11, authorization for the general manager and vice president to attend the 2025 NBAA Business Aviation Convention and Exhibition to be held October 14th through the 16th, 2025 in Las Vegas, Nevada.
So, you mentioned earlier that the need to advertise, market customs. And, we've discussed it frequently, depth, probably with all of you I have.
Yeah.
And we've come to the conclusion that probably the most focused, cost-effective way to do it is go right to the customer, which is represented by the National Business Aircraft Association.
Yep.
And we realized that the dates overlapped the trip to Phoenix for the celebration. So initially we were gonna not go, but then there's gonna be plenty of people on that plane, and we need to stay focused on making sure customs, so we can't get off that plan. Vice President Adams and I, essentially, if you allow us, are gonna take point on that relationship with NBAA. This is I've heard about NBAA my entire career, I've just never had a justification to attend any other conferences. This is just initial introduction, get there, meet people. This is their national, there'd be, I think, probably 6,000 people there in Las Vegas. But this is just a precursor to a follow-on set of meetings we want to attend for that would be in next calendar year. There is a meeting of the International Operators Group. I think that's what they call it.
That's what it is, yeah.
And then later there's a schedulers and dispatchers conference.
There you go.
There's either smaller, even more focused groups of people. So it's an opportunity to talk to people who travel to it's in San Diego, so it's people that travel internationally.
Mhm.
And it's people that schedule, that travel internationally. So if the NBAA has a marketing component to it, and they have magazines and email that go out. There's a whole advertising component to this. And each time they have a meeting on a specific subject like schedulers and dispatchers, that month's focus in their magazine and their advertising is on that market set. So we'll be asking you for permission to spend some money. And I think we have a whole schedule on what they charge, and there's different routes we can go, but I think it'd be a very cost-effective way for us to get out the gate and let people know that we're in the GA customs business. And I've discussed it with the Jet Center, and they might participate because we're really promoting general aviation in that process. We're really promoting the airport to that community in that process. So I think there's a lot of benefit. And I think my hope is that when we get past the initial startup, that it'll become just part of the Jet Center's marketing, because it'll just be one of the tools they use, because they're going to have that interface with the customer.
So I've been to NBAA before, and it's much more than just business aircraft. It's a big event, and there's a lot of information, and we definitely want to be represented at the event. It's important that we're there to hear and see what's going on in this segment of the industry, and it's broader than just business or business aircraft. So yeah, absolutely.
I'll make a motion to be accepted, but I do have one question. How are you gonna get there?
Thought about this.
I know how you're gonna get back.
I know how we're going to get there. We're going to have Rollo give us a ride to San Luis Obispo. We'll fly into Vegas via Phoenix, and then we'll come back to Santa Maria.
You're gonna work back
Sure.
over your head?
On the way.
Already mapped it out.
Okay.
I think also too, I think it would behoove us to have to set it up to where the marketing people set up a budget where you can actually give them a range to actually do something while they're there. Because I think that, I don't think
Goodie
you're gonna
bags.
have time to take and come back. There's lots of meetings.
I think this first go around, we're gonna do it, just basically get there and smoosh and meet people.
And shake hands and.
And I've talked to some folks, talked to Chris Kunkel, he was very informative about, he's involved in this group. And so really when we get in, is in this more focused groups. That's when we look at maybe setting up a table, do marketing stuff where we're handing things out. But, part of this initial trip is just to get oriented.
It's making connections.
Yeah, but you definitely want to bring with you all of the services that are provided at this airport. And you want to tell them about the businesses that surround the airport, because that will help to draw them here.
Are the businesses on our airport, attending this as well?
You know, I don't know, for certain. Have to ask. I've only spoke casually with them. I haven't asked for any commitments from them. So I would imagine there'd be more of a presence at some, you know, I'll ask. Right, I've mostly just talked to Chris Kunkel about it, because this is his niche, this is his area of business. So, so I'll make sure he's in the loop and
I probably did a Teresa over.
Yeah, we did it, Teresa.
Yeah.
so-
I just ask everyone, see, create like a little group.
a junket, what would you call it?
It's the services provided at SMX. It's important to be able to share that, because there's gonna be other people there wanting to know if there's opportunity. You're going to see some MRO sites represented at this event, and they're looking for places to go, and maybe one would fit us well.
I don't want to get off on a tangent, but with the amount of air tanker activity we have going on here, what I've been told from people in the know, our MROs follow that kind of activity.
Yeah, they do, and
Yeah.
again, that's another thing we want to tell them. We also want them to know that we've got trainer activity too, because that will bring other people here. Again, it's not just business aircraft, that's a lot of these people's passion, but that's not what drives them in the business. It's more than just business aircraft.
That's just one
Yeah.
aspect of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You three should, go to lunch and discuss that. I'm gonna go ahead and second that. We have a motion from Steve. I'm gonna go ahead and second that. All in favor? Aye. Moving on to item number 12, authorization for 2 staff members, 1 board member, and the social media consultant to take the inaugural flight to Phoenix as part of a marketing campaign and flight awareness.
Who's our social media consultant?
Her name is Haley Mascherati.
Caitlin Masheron.
And it's
Okay.
How Social by Haley, I think is the company name.
I'm curious to know what she's doing so far to promote SMX, because I don't know.
She just came on the 30th.
She's on a need to work basis, like.
Yes.
Well, I think I met her at one of the meetings, but I don't know, like,
Yeah, she just started June 30th, but she went live with our whole press conference. And then she's been posting various things. The latest one was 4th of July. She posted something for the 4th, but for the marketing side, she was posting about American through the press conference and various things after that.
It's very, at the moment, very basic stuff from my understanding, just like going lives, being that third person.
sometimes it's about the volume of stuff that's pushed out there. It's not just the content. People want to see 5-second snippets of things. Okay. Anyway, I was just curious. Thank you.
Do we have a board member? I don't know if all of them is.
Who's, you have the idea who you want to go? You're gonna go, right?
Yeah.
I'm not going because
You're gonna be doing that, are they gonna leave early in the morning and come back that day, or what was the plan?
The first flight of the day is until 3:40. It arrives at 3:10 and departs at 3:40.
And then coming back at 10,
I think you have about a 3-hour window in Phoenix.
that's gonna be on October 15th.
Yes.
So,
Let's go ahead and do it, we'll figure out.
You think that
yeah,
out
because
later.
I'm interested in going in. If there's anybody else.
Cool, we'll go ahead and approve it or we'll we'll
Well,
make the motion.
If you want, if we want 2 board members to go, is that gonna be a problem? Can we just up it and do it?
You can approve as much
Yeah, I
people
mean,
as
you
you
guys will
want.
be a approving body.
Okay, then why don't we do that? Let's up in it one person.
Let's say up to 2 people then.
Well, it's
Okay,
gonna
2
be,
board
there's
members.
actually, you actually got,
There's 2 staff members, but up to 2 board members.
Yeah,
yeah.
Okay,
yep, do it that way.
Tuesday.
I'll make the motion, we, approve that with the change.
What's that?
One, the total of 5, the social media consultant.
Yeah, so it would be, we're up to 5.
Yeah.
I'll make the motion to do that up to 5.
Okay, up to 5. Okay,
Second.
second. All in favor?
Aye.
I would another one to, yeah,
Moving on to item number 13, authorization for one staff member to attend the Takeoff North America Air Service Development Conference to be held November 4th through the 6th, 2025 in Tallahassee.
This is more of what got us the air service that we're about to have in October, so
That's
Try
right.
to carry.
this would be Carrie keeping up her good work.
I will make the motion that we send Carrie down to Tallahassee, Florida, and have her bring back 4 or 5 more new certificates.
I second that.
Would you be having this one?
One is absolutely fine.
Here, here.
We have a motion, we have a second, all in favor?
Bring back an alligator.
At least a handbag.
Yeah.
Moving on to item number 14, nomination of President Moreno for LAPCO regular special district member election.
So there's an opportunity for a member of your board to be nominated and potentially selected to serve on the local area agency formation commission. It's your opportunity to choose.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be me, it's due tomorrow.
I'll make the motion for Nash. Yeah, we've had it before. It was, Hugh Rafferty before. Right?
What is
No,
the,
actually, we've never had a LAPCO representative.
Oh,
I think this is
No, he was the
amazing.
Santa Barbara Special District Association,
what is it?
yes.
Local area for,
Local agency formation commission.
so if you have jurisdiction, annexations, the things of those natures that affects the jurisdictions of cities, special districts, county. This group gets together and oversees that.
For
That
example,
process.
a lot of times it will be something like, a developer gets a piece of property that's immediately adjacent to city limits and they want to do a residential development or something like that. The city wants them to be part of the city, they do a development agreement, but then it goes to LAFCO to actually approve the expansion of the city's boundaries, because what they're doing is they're taking some away from the county, right, and they're adding it to the city. So it's a third-party agency that's designed to oversee the various public entities in expansion or contraction of their areas so that everything is sort of fair and equitable and consistent with sort of the overall development plans.
If I remember correctly, Mayor Patino and County Supervisor Bob Nelson are on LAFCO, is that correct?
Yes, they take the county and,
The cities, I mean, the airport definitely needs to be represented, and if you're interested in doing it, I think that's fantastic.
Being, you wanna torture yourself?
I do want.
It will be
I'm totally okay with that.
I still, it's the nomination. There's still a whole.
There's a whole
This is the nomination, and it'll be.
And then LAFCO, I think, decides on.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd love to have an airport rep on that committee.
Step. This would be the special districts. So the special districts in the county will take the nominees and have an election within that.
So there's 3, just to inform more, there's, I believe there's 3, public, 3 special district, and then there's city and county,
Okay. Beautiful.
different levels.
I made a motion.
I second it.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
Should that be a resolution or not, resolution's fine?
Just.
Minute order.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah,
We don't need to torture yourself.
All right, skipping 15, because we already had that. Moving on to item number 16, authorization for the general manager to execute the agreement between the district and Watchtower LLC, DBA Tower Patrol for the D3 mobile security trailer.
So you may have noticed that the trailer in front of the terminal building, in the parking lot with the blue flashing lights.
Yes.
It's been on loan to us. We have Rick here. He's been working with it. So I'm gonna allow Rick to share with you all his experience.
Come on up, Rick.
Thank you, Rick.
What do you guys want to know? So
What's
historically,
that blue thing going on?
historically, in Santa Maria, we've been pretty insulated from most of the crime that the city experiences. Over the last year, it's been changing, and it's been progressing south towards us. So within the last 6 months, we've probably had 10, 12 break-ins in our parking lot. We approached Watchtower at one of our conferences, as a mobile solution, both for deterrence and recordings, to help, help us control the crime that's been going on out here. So it's been out there 6 weeks now, free of charge. They let us a month and they let us go a little longer. We've had one break-in since then, but that was in a completely separate parking lot. So it seems to be doing pretty good work. The best part about this camera system is the analytics and metrics for the system itself is far greater than anything we have stationary on our airport. So it's been a real treat to work with them. They really showed us how to move the cameras around, show everything that goes along with all of the analytics. On top of that, one of the best things is we can take that and move that anywhere. So if we're having a big event, we can move it over to that event, have a little extra security within that area as well, if needed.
How much detail can you see with the cameras? Like, can you see someone's face? Can you identify people
So
walking through the parking lot?
if you see where it is right now,
I think it's right out there.
we can see license plates in front of the fire station with that. It's amazing. It's about
Okay.
Go for it.
When the solar goes in, is that gonna block it out, you're not gonna be able to see it?
No, that's also runs off of solar. So we can move it anywhere we want, but the solar is only gonna be about 12 feet high in the parking lot. There's plenty of space around it.
Okay.
There'll be blind spots definitely, but that's only because of buildings.
Then on this thing here, they have an initial cost, why is the initial cost different than the monthly?
There's a setup cost.
If it's already out there, we're trying, it's already set up.
Hey, we can tell them that.
I would
Yeah.
negotiate that.
I think that might be a temporary.
Oh, so you're-
versus the permanent is probably
They gave us a
out there.
free month, but it's been here 6 weeks.
I'd just like to add that one of the things staff's been working on, I'm sure you agree, is that, we want to be very conscious of customer, experience within the airline. And, so having a more secure parking lot and the other things that we're gonna be working on are, I think, bring a lot of value.
Well, the biggest deterrent with it is the flashing blue light.
Yeah,
That's a big
Because
deterrent.
it looks like
Yeah.
real official.
And the best part is we can, this is a month-to-month agreement, so we can have it pulled anytime. If we feel like it's used and, everybody's got the message for a while, put up maybe some flashing blue lights, kind of as a,
What? Notice
as a
these around,
deterrent.
I've noticed these around town, with different businesses.
Yeah,
Does the analytics, you mentioned something about analytics, does the analytics kind of give us like a heat map of where people tend to park more?
yeah, any movement that it sees, it
Okay.
can run a heat map. It's got thermal cameras, it's got, infrared. I think there's some face detection in it, license plate
Okay.
recordings, yeah, it's.
So can you tell who's parking there right now, should it be?
That I wish we could, the intention of why they're parking there is kind of hidden from us.
The license plate readers connect directly to SMPD?
I'm sorry?
Or do license plate readers connect directly to SMPD?
No,
No.
they run a completely separate system hooked into DMV and all this other, we have to get special permission to have that if they would allow it.
We'd have to change over our entire camera system and do, the things to be part of it.
Sure, but we can pull up.
We can pull up recordings, it'll give us a list of the license plates and then we can give it to law
So if
enforcement.
an incident happens,
Correct, yeah.
So this is to help out our parking lot area. So
But
at
it's
some point,
region.
we're gonna have to talk about the free parking out there. At some point.
Not right now.
That's our selling point right now.
Not right now.
I make a motion for Marvin.
We have a motion, do I hear a second?
I'll second it.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you, Rick.
You're welcome.
All right, let's take a 5-minute break before we go to the full session.
Bye.
Yeah,
mostly.
oh, yeah.
Well, most people.
Because everybody gets
TV. Yeah.
5-minute break.
Regular break.
We exit closed session with no reportable actions. Moving on to item number 18, director's comments. Start with, let's start with Steve.
Feel like things are going, if they're going the right direction, I think that we're finally getting things done from Crescent, which is a good thing. That's my thought.
I agree.
Get your sunscreen out, we're going to Phoenix. Let's do this. And so we've got American Airlines in here, wow, amazing. Good job to the staff to pull all that in and pull together, and we're looking forward to a good show starting in October. That's all I got.
Yeah, I think we're heading the right direction. We're actually getting stuff done. I really appreciate Nash putting himself in that position, to torture himself with laptop. Good luck. That's all I have.
Yeah, and I'm also very appreciative of the work that's been done to get SkyWest in here, so thank you, Carrie. Martin said you've been doing a lot, so I just want to say thank you for the work that you put forth. The whole community is talking about it. I can't go anywhere, and if anybody knows I'm a board member, they're commenting on how happy they are. And I comment back to them, I said, yes, and we need you to use the service so that the service will remain here. So fly. And then they're already asking me how much money. You'll find out when I find out. I don't know.
It's gone. The way it is.
Then we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I was, I guess I'll go into my comment.
Okay.
By responding to your comment,
Yeah.
I was looking at like a trip to Mexico City.
Yeah.
It's like $600 road trip.
No way. Out of
Out of Phoenix, out of San Maria, to
to
Phoenix.
Mexico City. And you know, that's one of the top 10 best cities in the world. It was just rated by Leisure magazine.
This is not an ad for Mexico.
No, but now we can go get there.
No, that's big because that's a good place to go.
I think it was like 6:35 to be exact.
What were those dates, just in case the audience? wants to know?
October 15th.
Book
Put it
now.
on. Put
Book
now.
now.
Twice daily.
Book now, that's right.
That's my comment.
Not yet. We gotta get our stuff booked.
Oh,
You don't
one
get
thing we
that way,
didn't.
you won't get it done.
Oh, no, I guess we're closing comments.
Fine.
I
Go for it.
I just had a question about the runway versus April or October 15th. Martin, is everything, are we working to help you to get what needs to be done so
We're
that,
working on it.
okay. Because
Ball is rolling.
please ask us to help, because the closer it gets, the more pressure and frustration you're gonna feel, because,
You think?
yes, yes.
I've been
know,
looking
but-
forward to it. Like frustration.
Okay, but we're here to help.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
All right. With that, moving on to item number 19, adjournment. Do I hear a motion?
I make a move that we can hear.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Good, thank you.